it's getting late now. Most people have retired to their assigned quarters in Skyhold. Landon has kept himself scarce most of the evening. A, because he hates it here. And B, because he doesn't really think he'll be useful.
No, he's just the Inquisitor. There's no way he'd be...
All people want to do is like kiss his ring and like ask for his blessing. It's like, how do I don't know how an Andrastian blessing works. Get off my jock.
I think I'm gonna find him as the evening draws closer and just wherever he is, just slouch against a doorway and stare at him for a while.
He is at his desk in his quarters, and he looks up. He looks up like once briefly, and then looks down, and then and then he looks back up again. Oh, how'd it go?
I feel like you may have left out some key information.
What?
Would you like to try again and tell me about what you know about Briella?
He kind of stares at you in confusion. He's like, I don't... she has an army of servants. They were using Illuvians during the Orlesian Civil War.
She hates your guts?
Everyone hates me.
It's evidence against that all around, Landon, but that's not the point.
No. Don't get it twisted. They might bow and kiss my ring, but they hate me. They cannot stand that I am an elf in a position of power. Every single important person down there hates me. They have since I became Inquisitor. Don't forget it.
Look, I don't know your world of politics, Lennon. It would have helped to know going in that Briella apparently holds a grudge against you for not saving all the elves in Orlais.
She tried to get me to ally with her. Everyone was trying to get me to ally with her during that stupid fucking ball in Halam Sharal. And yes, she wanted me to work with her so that we could forward the betterment of the elves of Halam Sharal. But to do that, I would have had to let Celine be assassinated by a Tevinter spy.
Kinda seems fine to me.
He says, well then, perhaps you should have been Inquisitor instead of me. And he stands up and he goes out to the balcony.
I, roll my eyes internally and then go out. Look, I would have done a terrible job. You know that. I'd probably be dead.
I did a terrible job too, but I did the best I could.
I know. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to... It sounds like it was a challenging time.
I don't know if you know this, but mages, in our dreams, we regularly get tempted by demons and spirits and stuff. It's the main method by which mages become abominations. They get tempted by something. It can be, a spirit of rage trying to get you to seek vengeance. The first time I got tempted by a spirit after I became Inquisitor, it was a spirit of desire, and you'd think it would be something grand, right? Like unlimited power, control over the fate itself, but no, the spirit just tempted me with waking up in an Erevo, somewhere far away from all of this bullshit. And they said, if you make a deal with me, I can take you back to your people, and you'll never have to come back. And you know what? I was so fucking tempted.
I put a hand on his shoulder. I had a pretty lovely dream like that once.
He says, I never want to come back here again. I hate it here. I hate everything that I had to do here.
Is it really no good?
He says, well, we saved the world. Hooray.
Could be worse, right?
The world could be ended, that's true. Corypheus could have won.
I know that this all haunts you, and I know you don't want to be back, but the truth of the matter is that, well, life doesn't always give us what we want.
Oh, trust me, I'm aware.
Would it really have been bad for all of the elves of Orlais to be free?
That's not what she was promising. She couldn't have realistically promised all of the elves in the alienage to be free. What she wanted was for me to assassinate Celine and give her power over Gaspard. It could have been done, but it would have been a huge risk. To let the Empress of Orlais be assassinated by an agent of Corypheus, have her cousin, who was framed for the murder, take over in her place, and then have the elf behind the scenes running things in his stead, it would have been a huge risk. I just wanted the fighting to stop. I just wanted it to be over. There was a Magister God monster from the beginning of time trying to destroy the world. I didn't care about the elves as much as I should have, okay? Maybe that's... I'm sorry, alright? I did the best I could!
I know. Can you just agree to tell me this stuff in advance next time?
He says it's gonna be a long, ugly story.
Well, that's what I'm here for. What do you think I do whenever I go to Ren's bedside?
He doesn't say anything. He kind of leans on the balustrade and just stares down at the courtyard.
I think I just sort of put my arm around him and do the same. I'm not gonna start any more fights tonight.
Amazing. Not starting a fight?
Tonight.
Wow.
I just said tonight. I made no promises about tomorrow morning.
Right.
Whew.
It is now early morning. The sunrise is beautiful over the Frostback Mountains. Quite stunning. I am guessing Elian probably wants to get in and talk to the Empress before the formal negotiations begin.
Yeah, probably. Probably a good idea.
So why don't you paint me a picture of what that looks like?
Yes, he's put on the best clothes that he had with him, because he wasn't expecting to meet the fucking Empress when they were going to Landon to meet with King Alistair. Yeesh. Makes himself as presentable as he possibly can, and goes down and knocks on the door to her quarters.
A maiden waiting opens the door. She eyes you and she says, "Can I help you with something?"
I had something that I needed to discuss with the Empress.
She looks pretty incredulous,
I'm with the Inquisitor's party, and we had something that we needed to discuss with her.
Roll persuasion. The maid eyes you, sighs heavily, and she says, "Very well." And she opens the door to let you in.
Merci.
"Don't bother with the niceties," she says. "I am not on your side." She says, "The Empress is just inside. She is breaking her fast, if you will wait here."
Of course.
She glides further into there's an antechamber, which is what you step into, like a little sitting room. And then there's a door through which you would guess leads to a bedroom proper. You're alone for a while in that little sitting room. There is a grandfather clock ticking quietly in the corner. And what announces Celine's presence first is not the sound of an opening door, but her voice saying, "Elian Bayard. We knew we had heard that name somewhere before."
Your Majesty?
She says, "Grand Clerk Eloise, 944 Dragon." You can see her come in. She has a small sheaf of papers that she's looking through.
I had been framed for that, it is true, but I did not kill her.
How convenient for you.
Mayhaps, but I assure you it is the truth.
She says, "By all rights, I have the authority to have you taken in irons, dragged back to Valrayo, and executed."
I am well aware, Majesty, but there are things far more important.
"Then the murder of a Grand Clerk?"
Yes.
She says, "And whose skirts do you intend to hide behind to prevent me from doing this thing? The Inquisitor?"
You've already said that you have the authority to take me regardless. Why would I try to hide behind anyone?
"Because he is the only one whose scouts might actually hide you. He always was a wild card, little knife-eared bastard." And she sits down heavily on the couch and folds one leg over the other. She says, "Why are you here?"
We wish a swift end to this pending war with Ferelden.
"So do we all."
And I believe that we have a suggestion which might be amenable to all parties.
"Oh, yes. I'm sure I'll be very eager to take up your suggestion."
You and your armies have better things to do than wage yet another war against Ferelden over something so simple.
"Quite the contrary. I am eager to start a war over something trivial. The Chevaliers still honor their ties to Gaspard. That foolish little knife-ear decided not to kill him, and now he hangs over my entire court, like some horrible spectre. The Chevaliers don't want to honor their allegiance to me, so I must give them a reason to. I see invading Ferelden as an excellent opportunity to secure the allegiance of the army that should be rightfully mine."
Surely there are other ways to deal with Gaspard than starting a war.
"I tried to kill him, The Inquisitor stopped it.
As anyone in this room knows, a reputation is only as good as what other people believe.
She makes a disgusted sound. Reputation. What the hell does reputation matter to Gaspard? He is the male primogenitor, the rightful heir, the lost prince. The Chevaliers want to follow him. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter if his reputation is in tatters. The only way I can take my army is by force.
Out of character. Elian's considering just saying something about the Blight and, like, whether... Wouldn't it be better to show them the majesty of an army fighting against the Blight, against this horrible, horrible thing?
She obviously is not very inclined to believe you about anything.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to roll pretty high.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, I had considered this opportunity of Elian, like, turning it around on her. Like, but what about the Blight? If you want to take control of your army, force them to fight a Blight. The DC for this roll is 18.
Jesus.
Oh boy. Yep, I'm not surprised.
It's a long shot. It's not impossible because you have a +5 modifier.
Damn, that's right, you do.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's a character choice, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How risk-averse or not is Elian?
You set up that thing of, I don't know if I want to do the politics anymore,
Yeah.
which I think is a very interesting character beat, and I am going to play with that.
Thank you.
You can't expect me not to grab onto these character beats with both hands, like a frenzied animal.
Why not give them something better to fight for? We are... Make her help us. We're in the middle of a Blight, Majesty. That's why we need to get this settled quickly.
She actually laughs. A Blight? How stupid do you think I am?
I know. The last one was only 15 years ago. I know.
Not to mention the fact that I have heard of no reports of darkspawn attacks anywhere in Orlais. Which, in fairness, they wouldn't be in Orlais. They'd be in Tevinter. That's where the fight is starting.
Yeah. It's beginning in Tevinter, Majesty.
Oh, how convenient.
Convenience has nothing to do with it. I'd hoped that... Look, Why would I lie about a Blight?
She says, to get me to do what you want me to do.
Look, We could use your help. It would be wonderfully fantastic if you could help us. It would be great for your cause as well. It would give you a war to fight that wouldn't be pointless. But if you still just insist that you don't believe me, which, fine. I've got no reason to lie to you about anything. I've no stake in that. But I fight with us or don't.
Roll persuasion. DC 18. Let's see if Elian can pull this shit off.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Holy shit!
What are the chances?
Y'all, I think Elian just secured the Orlesian army!
Oh my god!
Did!
We weren't even aiming for the Orlesian army. Jesus.
Amazing!
Okay. She stares at you in silence for a really, really long time. And eventually she says, a Blight. You have seen an Archdemon?
I have.
And you say it begins in Tevinter.
It does. It was off the coast.
I have heard, of course, the news of the Grey Wardens. I had hoped it was just spurious rumor.
Unfortunately, no.
She sighs and she says, well played. And she turns and she heads back into the bedroom. Well played in Orlesian high society. It's basically, it's saying, like, well played, like, just generally, like, you did a good job, but, like, she's literally, like, saying you played the game well. She's literally congratulating you on how well you just played the game. So, take that for what you will on your character beat.
Yeah, no, Elian's just kind of like, oh shit, did I really just mouth off and did it actually work?
Cassandra?
Oh boy, it's my turn. Yes.
So you rolled very badly on your persuasion roll.
I sure did!
And Fergus Cousland wanted to talk to someone else who had seen the Archdemon.
Mm.
You know he is also being held in the tower, a couple levels above where Celine is being kept. Who do you want to bring to convince him of the severity of the threat?
Okay, I'm going over our party. Obviously, there's Sabray brothers times 2. There is Elian, who's a bit busy with Celine.
Sabray literally saw it.
Yeah.
Ren did not see it, but he is the hero of Ferelden.
Right.
And he killed an archdemon, so that has to have some kind of...
Right?
And he's called the hero of Ferelden.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I think Ren is the best option. Yes. Bring in Ren.
Okay. Ren has his own room, of course. How do you want to go grab him? It's about breakfast time.
Right.
If that helps. You, being a Cerebas, were probably trained to wolf down all food given to you ASAP.
Right.
Because you didn't know when you were going to eat next.
Exactly. She's inhaled all of her food and then, goes immediately to Ren and is like, Severin's not here, I don't need to knock, and just, opens the door.
Yep, Ren is sitting still wearing his PJs, but, that's fine. He's Dalish. His modesty rules are different. He looks up with a mouthful of, I guess, egg or something. He's like, alright, what's up?
I forgot that everyone else eats slower than me, but we have a situation, Ren, and that situation is you need to eat quickly so we can talk to the Taren.
What?
Much like my little big brother, Yariel. Not great at the talking, and I said there was a blight, but he doesn't believe me. He wants to talk to somebody who knows more about it, who's, been there, and you have that title, Ferelden, Hero of Ferelden, it's in the title.
He swallows. I didn't see, well, I mean, I obviously saw the last Archdemon, but I didn't see your Archdemon.
You didn't know, but...
You want me to lie to him? I'm good with lying to humans. Especially Ferelden humans. They just buy that shit.
Great. Whatever will work, because he doesn't believe me.
Okay. You want to bring Yariel?
He has died in a tragic stair accident. He is about to die in a tragic stair accident if he keeps on talking to Landon like that.
He says, okay.
We could bring him.
No, that's fine. If you think he's dead at the bottom of the stairs, Honestly, I'm inclined to believe you.
I feel like if he keeps pushing Landon, it might come to pass, but... And I just I'm looking at him so you're gonna eat that egg?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just really good egg. Sorry.
Okay.
We don't get a lot of eggs as Dalish. It's mostly ones we steal from birds and stuff, but here, Mr. Minute. He takes a swig of water. He's like, okay. So yeah, you just want me to go in and, I don't know. He says, you want me to go with you or talk to him alone? How do you want to do this?
Oh, I was thinking that it would be together since I have to explain who you are.
Yeah, most Shemlin just don't seem to believe it. He says, alright, well, whatever. Where is he? Let's go. Let's talk to the person.
And I'm gonna go find him.
Together, you and Ren head up to his quarters. And when you knock, unlike Empress Celine, who has 50 maids in waiting to answer the door for her, when you knock on the door, it's just Taren Kuzla. He just opens the door. He says, "Oh, you! Yeah, come in." and he steps aside and lets you in. Ferelden's.
Right, I'm just
refreshing.
Wow, just like that. Okay. And I enter, and...
Who's your friend?
Oh, this is Ren Sabray.
Yeah, that catches him a little bit off guard. He says, the hero Ferelden? It's like, hey, what's up? It's like, the dead hero Ferelden? Yeah, funny story about that.
He was dead? Ish. It's debatable.
It's kind of a complicated story. Nice to meet you. You're the Taren of Highever, right? He says, yes, that's me. How can you be kind of dead? Or it's like, oh man, it's a story. Listen, I wanted to talk to you. This is definitely a blight. He wastes no time. This is Ren we're talking about.
Right.
He doesn't have the setting for niceties. This is definitely a blight. They definitely saw an archdemon. I'm a Grey Warden, so I can sense Darkspawn and stuff. And yeah, it's happening. It's really real. Please stop the nonsense, the political bullshit, so we can convince King Alistair to give us his troops. Cool? And I guess that's a roll for persuasion. Like, this is what you worked so hard to get, Cassandra.
Oh, God.
I mean, 10's better than 8, and you
Yeah.
can roll stunt points.
Oh,
Let
boy.
let me see if there's a good stunt.
Oh, my God.
Should
It would be great if he could do some stunt.
I like bon mot. That's probably the good one. You tag the perfect witty remark. Oh, Bren's not very witty, is the problem.
That's Zevran.
All those who hear it much more deeply. If you can't think of one, the rest of your plan, word of your wit is likely to spread. Or you manage to weave a second thread of conversation into the primary interaction called to the test, and if your description supports it. If relevant, you may make an additional test as part of your action before anyone else has a chance to respond or make any tests of arguments on their own. So that's kind of like advantage, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a second thread of conversation, he says, like, really? Do you really think me, a Grey Warden who has literally killed an archdemon, do you think I wouldn't recognize an actual blight when it's actually happening? And Taren Kuzlin's like, I mean, that's a good point.
Hey!
All right. And he's like, I mean, that's a good point. I really have to ask, how are you alive? Not your business. I have to go. I left a whole bunch of eggs. They might still be warm. Bye.
And Cass is just like, right. So,
Ren's already gone.
all right. I'll just follow him. Goodbye.
No, you can stay behind with Taren Kuzlin if you want to say something. That's fine. Ren's just like, no, listen. I love eggs. Is the thing. I
Right.
never get them, so I'm gonna have these eggs. Bye.
All right. But thanks.
Is he always like that?
From what I gather, yeah. His brother is pretty much like that, but worse. Also, they're my adopted family.
I mean, you rolled a 14. He's on board. Taren Kuzlin's like, okay, I mean, if the hero for Eldon says this is a blight, I'm not gonna call him a liar. I'll go with, what was the thing you wanted? A university?
Yes, that thing. And also, King Alistair's troops, more importantly, but yes.
Alright, yeah, no. I mean, I'm on board.
Cool. Good talk. And then she just, like, turns and leaves.
I'm gonna go and probably find him still eating eggs, and I'm like,
Yeah, pretty much. He still is like, oh man, I never get eggs, this is awesome!
this is a really weird fetish you have, brother.
He says we never got them! On the road with the clan, we never got eggs!
I mean, yeah, I do like them, I won't lie, but I don't, just not this much. This is weird.
He says, listen, the Orlesians, and he like leans in, it's like, they put sauce on the eggs. And it's amazing, try it. And he like puts the bowl under your nose. Try the eggs with sauce, do it.
We have work to do, Ren.
Yariel, eat the egg or I will punch you in the head.
I eat the egg.
It's good. It's like Orlesians use like bechamel sauce on their eggs.
Oh my
And
god,
it's like really
yes.
good.
I'm like looking at him and like my eyes widen and I'm like, this is... No, you're not. I'm not gonna let you distract me. And I put it down with like a slam.
So you don't want the rest of my eggs, is what you're saying.
Maybe later. Get up.
Okay, fine. Spoil sport.
As he leaves, I eat the rest of his eggs really quickly.
Fucking traitor! It's like, okay, remind me, what are we doing exactly?
Well, I may have gotten us off to a bad start with Briella. We need to convince her to go with this university plan.
Cool, who's Briella? I was not listening.
Oh god, she's a famous elf. She's like with Celine, she controls half of her staff. She's like a hero. They were trying to recruit her to the Helithen.
Okay.
The entire time, not listening, just not one word.
I passed some servant making eggs in the kitchen, and that was all I could think about for the rest of the night.
Ren, I swear to the creators,
He says, no, I'm on board, let's do it, let's talk to her.
It's okay. Please don't ask her about any more eggs.
So Briella, unlike Celine, unlike Taren Kuzlin, she's just staying with the other servants. Even though she is extremely powerful, she does not place herself above the other servants. Very deliberately. She is not under any official employ, but that does not matter. She just sort of goes where the other servants go. You find her in the kitchens, where a bunch of the servants are Unfortunately, among other things, making eggs and bechamel sauce.
Oh,
And
no.
Ren is like, oh my fucking god.
No, focus.
Like, I'll try, but that smells really good. Briella, but as soon as you walk in, she says, it's you again.
Unfortunately. I sit down with like a thump. Look, I don't want to be here. I'm not here with the Inquisitor, and I'm not here for the Inquisitor.
Ren's like,
You are with him, in quotes.
Shut up. I just give him like a look out of the corner of my eye, like, shut the fuck up.
Ren is barely paying attention. He is looking at those eggs with bechamel
Yeah,
sauce.
that sounds right. We need your help. We don't want war, and we want this stupid, idiotic fight to be over, because I don't like being here.
He says, don't get me wrong, I'm not a great fan of war in and of itself, but if it destabilizes the Empire, my hands are tied. I feel like I have to.
Are you sure this is going to destabilize the Empire?
Fighting a pointless war just to gain the allegiance of the Chevaliers? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Celine's doing it because she's desperate. I fully intend on using it to my advantage.
Look, I don't even understand most of this. I don't get your beef, and I don't get the idea of destabilizing a whole country. All I can tell you is that we have bigger battles to fight right now. There is a blight.
That does seem to catch her attention. She says, a blight.
Indeed. I saw the archdemon myself.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, fuck. Well, this is gonna end poorly.
That's not too bad. I know that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's decidedly not bad.
Could be worse.
She narrows her eyes and she says, I suppose you mean with the group that you work for, the Lucerni. And first of all, how did she know that you're with the Lucerni? That's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
alarming.
Yeah.
How does she know that? And so that would be in Tevintel? And finally draws Ren's attention. How the fuck do you know? She's like, you think I didn't know? I play the game much better than my counterparts.
Look, I don't even really know what game you're talking about, so probably.
Ren is officially noticing Briella now. He's like,
Yeah.
damn. Like, fuck, how the that was awesome and impressive and a little bit hot.
Somewhere Zevran is like, threesome senses are tingling.
I give him a look. Well, yes, we are with Lucerni, and this did happen in Tevinter. You're right.
She says, you should have opened with that.
How would I know that?
She says, if you know anything at all about me, you know that I am pro-elven freedom, yes? Working with elves to free themselves from the tyranny of our legion.
I have heard that, yes.
It might not be a terrible idea to see if you want me to join you.
Would you like to join
And
us?
it's like, would you like to join us? Like really loudly over you.
Oh my god, I love this.
It's like, who is this one?
I look at her, and I just look at him, and I say, sort of dismissively, that's just the hero of Ferelden.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, but don't get him talking about it, because he just drags on for ages.
How do you feel about eggs, Briella?
That's his line?
He's not good at this. It's a miracle he and Zevran ended up together.
Right?
I give him, like, this horrendous, like what? Like, I don't know. Oh, that does look good, though. Please ignore my brother and his nonsensical question about eggs. He's actually fought an archdemon before.
Briella says, listen, I am tempted to believe you just because you are Lucerni. And I am certainly tempted to believe the hero of Ferelden when he says that there is a blight. But it is not my decision alone. Unlike certain parties that I will not name, I do not rule by force. Most of my decisions are largely democratic, with me and a few other members of my inner circle. I try to get their input before I make large decisions like this. She says, I will talk to some of my inner circle, but for this, at least, you can count on my word that I will support it. What was your stupid plan that you mentioned the first time?
University.
University, certainly. For now, you can count on that at least. And she says, and how about after it's over, we can talk about the Lucerni, the Blight, a little more detail.
That sounds excellent. It's as it should be. I'd be happy to talk with your people as well.
Ren's like, and eggs.
We're not talking about eggs, Ren. No one's talking about eggs.
I'm trying to use them as a metaphor. I don't think it's working. Briella's like, it is certainly not working, but I applaud your attempt.
I'm sorry, he got killed by an archdemon, and it's addled his brain somewhat.
She says, yes, obviously. You know, I am exclusively into women, just so we can both make that clear. It's like, damn it! Fuck!
Oh god, so funny.
Fuck! Like, no, it's fine, whatever.
I just give him a horrible look, like, please stop embarrassing all of us. I put my hand out to shake Briella's hand.
She does shake your hand. She says, I will have some of my inner circle to meet you.
We will be there. We appreciate your support.
And actually bring important people, like bring the Inquisitor, you know.
Do you really want him in there?
He says, of course I do. He's an elf with an important position. Why wouldn't I want his input?
I just had sensed some bad blood, but I'm sure he'd be happy to join.
He says, don't get me wrong. I would have liked it if he had been able to do more for the elves of Halam Shiral, but he was in a difficult position. I understand. He did the best he could with what little he was given.
I eye her kind of thoughtfully. I'll have to mention that to Landon. He might be interested to hear that thought.
Right before the talks begin, the talks are being held in the main bailey of Skyhold. And despite all that you've done, you guys are not officially invited.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's valid.
Like, the Lucerni have certainly been making a name for themselves, but, like, still though. So, you are all hovering just outside the door as Landon, who is officially invited, he is dressed up in regalia he never thought he'd have to wear again, his Inquisitor's regalia. This royal blue sea silk top with these gold buttons all the way down the front. And he looks like he wants to fucking die. He does not look like he wants to be here. And he says, alright, I'll just head in there and get this over with. I'll try to guide this smoothly. How do you guys think you did? You think this is gonna work?
She told me I played the game well.
That's good.
Briella shook my hand and agreed to do the university thing. She called it stupid, but I think it's fine.
Oh yeah, the Ferelden also agreed.
Ren is like, yeah, me and Cassandra talked to Arl, what's-his-face, and he's like, Taren Kuzlin. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that guy. Mm-hmm.
We talked to him, and yeah, he seems like he's on board. Len's like, wait, we concocted a plan and it worked?
I know, right? I'm a little confused.
It was against all of our efforts, like.
And it's like, this is so uncharacteristic for us. I don't know what to say.
We are as surprised as you are.
There's still time for it to end badly.
Oh.
Don't fucking...
Yoriel.
I guess that's true. Like, Riffians could come back and Archdemon could swoop down and eat us. Like, I suppose that's all true.
I, slap him on the back and I'm like, see?
That's the kind of spirit that we like.
Oh.
Relentless pessimism. He says, okay, just, keep yourselves busy. Hopefully this won't take too long. And he turns to the door and he, takes this deep sigh. He's like, and then he turns back to the rest of you. He's like, from now on, no more letting me be Inquisitor in, any capacity, okay? No more of this. No more going back to Skyhold. No more forcing me to do diplomatic talks, okay? I hate it. I hate this. I hate it here. Cool?
We will do our best to avoid it.
Yeah, Kaz okay, hand.
Alright. Once more. One more fucking time, and then he pushes the door open, and you can hear there's low chattering that stops the minute Landon enters, and he closes the door behind him. So what are you guys doing while you wait?
I'm reading some book I grabbed from the library. I don't really know what it's about. I don't really care. It's just...
Landon reads. Maybe I should read. Is that
Try
sexy?
to read to be more like your boyfriend.
Oh, God.
I love it.
I'm gonna check in on Elian. You met with the fucking Empress, my dude.
Oy, oy, oy.
How are things? I don't know how to play the game, so...
I lost my temper.
Cass sort of smiles at that, though. She's like, yeah?
She called Landon a knife ear.
Oh, the smile immediately disappears.
Yeah.
She did what?
Somebody's getting assassinated.
I grabbed my sword.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. Grab the other hand. I'm like, no, Yariel, no.
I heard another theory about assassinating the Empress might be a good idea.
No. like, 90% sure that we just got her army.
Do you think we'd still get our army if she was dead?
No.
Fuck. I sit back down.
I know. Trust me. I tried to be diplomatic. I tried to just, oh God, no. No, I lost it, and apparently that impressed her? I don't know. I don't know how it worked.
You are much better at this than we are, Elian, so if you hadn't succeeded, and that would have probably bode ill for all of us.
I mean, in fairness, Celine was the hardest to convince.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Bren leans over and is like, hey, you're Elian, right?
Uh-huh.
What's that creamy white sauce that you guys put on eggs?
Bechamel?
Can you teach me how to make it?
Are you any good at cooking?
I mean, I am Dalish. We had to cook to survive.
He's not good.
It's better than you. You sit down.
I can try.
Well, let me rephrase. Teach me how to make bechamel sauce.
Sure.
I look over at you and I'm like, you're gonna regret this. And I go back to reading my book.
Not wrong. But, also it's something of his culture making its way into yours. So, he's okay.
The Dalish adopting something Orlesian? What?
Oh, I know, God. The implication.
It's like, I hate everything about Orlais and everything they stand for. However.
Except for their eggs.
So you are all waiting outside in the hallway, and eventually, you are approached from down the hallway, down the stairs, from further up in the tower, by a elf who you clock immediately is probably another Orlesian servant. But he eyes the three of you standing at the base of the hallway, or actually Ren's there, so for Talgan, I think he's probably gotten drunk and had sex with someone at this point. So
Excellent.
Probably,
Perfect. Love it.
love him.
Yeah, love it.
to see
Love that for him. Great.
So just the four of you. He slows to a stop and he says, I assume you must be the one that Madame Briella spoke with, yes?
I look around. You're talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, I am talking to the other elf, yes. The one who was trying to court her favor?
Is that what I just want... Okay, yeah. Yes, that's me.
He says, good to meet you. She pointed you out to me, so that I might want to talk to you. He says, the meeting is going well. It looks like things are nearly wrapped up. He offers his hand to you, Saber, and he says, my name is Arnaud. I am one of Briella's inner circle.
I offer my hand to him as well. Shake it heartily. A little too hard, like I'm trying to prove something.
Oh,
Everyone roll perception for me.
Oh boy. I love that.
So the one who rolled the highest is Ren, and I think Ren is not going to say anything. Not yet, anyway. He says, she should be out soon, Briella and the rest. And we are going to meet you in the Skyhold Tavern. What did you call it? And Ren's like, the Herald's Rest. Herald's Rest, right? Says, yes. We'll meet you in the Herald's Rest to discuss what it is Briella's particular personal army might be able to do for your cause. Which is, that's interesting.
Ooh, yeah. Spicy.
The elves Briella's pseudo-elven army might be able to help you. And he inclines his head and he steps through the door and exits. And Ren says, so, don't want to alarm any of you, but did anyone else notice the red markings around that guy's arm?
Fuck.
Hey friends, Tessa here. If you're desperate to hear the next episode, chances are good that you can by joining our Discord server. We post links to all episodes and pre-release, and you can even chat with us and listen live as we record. Join us by going to bit.ly/CFCDiscord. For more information on the show, character biographies, and links to social media, head to our website, critfail.club or critfailclub.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Critfail Club does not advertise at all, so if you like what you hear, tell a friend who might also like it, make a post on social media about it, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Full episodes are available on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/CFC channel, or wherever you get your podcasts.